Today it's going to be 5 random things that I do to save money in my kitchen. Different things I do and different ideas you can maybe start incorporating. Some of them take a little bit of money to get started. Some of them you can start doing right away with actual savings in your pocket. Alright, one of the first random things I do to save money in my kitchen is I make my own tea bags. We have a natural health food store in our town. I've got tons of them. I have a couple of empty jars here because we have to go back. I just have a large variety. Then I make my own tea bags. Now I make iced tea for my kids. I also make my own iced tea cubes. And then that's what my kids drink. I put the iced tea cubes in. I make up iced tea. I mix the iced tea cubes, a little bit of sugar, and some of my home canned juice together. And my kids have drinks. Less sugar, less preservatives, less artificial junk going in my kids. And then to go off that idea, my kids, we make our own popsicles. I have a big pitcher in my fridge, and all I do is my kids pull out a popsicle in the summer. It's winter time, so we don't have popsicles now. But my kids pull out a popsicle, eat the popsicle. They can stick this right underneath the juice thing, fill it up, wash this. They always wash it, of course. Stick it back in here, and they've got another popsicle later on in the afternoon. So that's one of the ways I save money, is by making my own tea. And then instead of buying ice at the store, I make my own ice out of tea. So that in the end you're using less tea to mix things because you have tea cubes, and then you only have to use a little bit of juice. And then your kids are getting a massive dose of vitamins and minerals. Alright, another way I save money in my kitchen is canning. I can my own pork bone broth. I can my own turkey bone broth. I can my own chili beans and pork and beans. I also make my own applesauce for my kids for snack jars instead of buying them in the stores. And I also can my own fruit for pies and breads. Great way to save money. You can buy stuff in bulk, save a lot of money buying things in bulk and canning them. Now this is one of those things that does take a little bit of money to get going. You need to buy your jars, you need to buy your lids, you need to buy your canner, both pressure and water bath. And then you need to start buying items in bulk. And it seems like a lot at first. And when I first started doing it, I did think to myself, what's the point? Am I really saving money putting all this into it? But now that I'm on my third season, third year, third round of going to the farmer's market and getting food and canning stuff myself, it is very well worth it. The only thing, once you get your jars and your pressure canner and stuff, really the only thing you're buying is new lids. You rarely have to buy rings. I've got tons and tons of rings around my house on ropes. And you do really save a lot of money, and also the health benefits are amazing. You feel better not having so many preservatives in your body. You start noticing that your kids calm down more. They're not so wired and full of energy and bouncing off the walls because they don't have all those preservatives in their body. They're not getting excess sugar where they don't need it. It's home canned, and you know everything that's in it. I also can my own quote-unquote tuna fish. This is raw packed chicken, and I can it in a pressure canner, and when it comes out, it tastes like tuna fish. And the first time I did that, I realized, tuna fish doesn't taste like tuna fish. Tuna fish tastes like raw packed meat. So when you raw pack your meat, it comes out tasting like tuna fish. So It's better for you. It's healthier for you. This is chicken breast from Zaycon Fresh. It is white, all white meat. I cut off 95% of the fat. This is just a little tiny bit of the fat. You can't prevent that. It's better for your heart. It doesn't have shelf-stable preservatives in it that are kind of unnecessary. Because when you process it this way at home, you don't have to add all those additives. Another way I save my own money is rendering my own lard. I render my own leaf lard, which is the fat that comes off the kidneys of pigs and hogs, and I render my own plain fat lard. Now, I use the leaf lard for certain things, and I use this for other things. This is just a plain rendered lard. My leaf lard is inside in little pint jars. That way I know the difference between the two of them, because you can't really tell the difference unless you separated them in some way or labeled them, because they both come out turning beautiful white. And I do this myself in my crock pot on a very, 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 very low heat. And I don't cook the lard off the fat. I melt it off the fat so that you get a beautiful white, healthy fat that won't clog your arteries. Another great way I save is my own pickles. I can my own refrigerator pickles. These are the pickles. My children don't sit and snack on them. They are good. They are actually really good. I use these on hot dogs or on hamburgers. Yummy bread and butter pickles. I chop them up in my Ninja, and that's what I use for chopped pickles. Hamburgers, hot dogs, cold meat sandwiches, in my meatloaf, in my potato salads, and a lot of the summer salads that I make. Come summer, I'll show you a bunch of different easy, simple pasta salads so that you don't have to buy them they're so expensive at the grocery store in the deli. Those summer salads, it's cheaper and easier for you to make them yourself. Alright, the next big thing I do to save money in my kitchen and in my house is my own baking. I bake my own bread, my own sandwich bread for my kids for school. My kids like shortbread. They don't like it when I have it as tall as this. They like to have they like to have half sandwiches. So that's how I bake their bread. When I bake my own bread, it costs me 15-20 cents a loaf. I bake my own sweet dessert breads, and my kids don't ask for cookies. My kids don't ask for cereal for breakfast because they'd rather have Mommy's dessert fruit bread. And they are tricked into thinking that it's a dessert fruit bread when actually all it is a really healthy fruit bread for your kids. I have a whole bunch of those videos on the channel. I will upload more. Anytime I make bread, I will record it, because you can make bread out of 100 different things. And your kids will love it. Alright, baking. The next big thing I do to save money in my kitchen is I belong to a bulk store. I belong to Costco. I get my peanut butters there. I get my olive oils there. I get my cider vinegars there. When you can buy in bulk, you save a lot of money. A lot of money. 33.8 ounces. 1 liter. I got 2 liters of apple cider vinegar with my membership at Costco. 2 liters for $7.29. I love Costco. I paid $4.99 for my big, huge thing of olive oil here. I love them. I paid $6.99 for my double thing of peanut butter here for my kids. There is a membership fee for a lot of these places. We have a Sam's Club in town, but I prefer Costco. Preference is yours. Whether or not you have one or both in your town, it doesn't matter which one you go to. Now, I don't know if Sam Club offers a business membership, but I know Costco does. And it's an extra little bit of money for your yearly renewal membership fee to do the business club. But every year at the end of the year, I get a Costco check back to go spend money at the Costco store. And I spend enough money at the Costco store and save enough money at the Costco store that check I get back every year is actually the cost of the membership for me to renew. Plus, I end up, like this year, I walked away with $56 to spend at Costco. I bought several bags of sugar and several bags of flour. Boom, I can bake again for another 2 months. It's wonderful. Alright? And the last way I save money in my kitchen, and this doesn't just count for your kitchen, this counts for your house, is health bills. When you start doing things yourself and cutting that fast food out, cutting those preservatives out, cutting that bad stuff out of your diet, you will actually start feeling better. Your immune system will start to be boosted. Less often you have to go to the doctors. Less pills you have to take. Less medication. Overall, your health bills will lower. Surprisingly, the more you start doing things yourself, eating healthy, eating right, and overall cutting that bad stuff out of your diet. My children, for example, they go to the doctors once a year for their next year checkup, just for their height and weight and doctor to look at them and blah, blah, blah. My kids haven't really been to the doctors in about 6 or 7 years or longer. My son's really only had 1 or 2 health problems. He had an ear infection once when he was little. And he was really, really little. Like all babies, he stuck something in his mouth, swallowed it, and he had to have surgery to have it removed from his trachea. Kids are so quick and so fast at grabbing things and putting them in their mouths. Oh, the joys of children and change and purses and grabbing and hands and children are fun. And my daughter, unfortunately, had inherited a health problem and had polyps in her intestines, and she lost 6 inches of her intestines when she was 2 years old because they were filled with polyps and she couldn't potty, and it was causing an intussusception where her intestines fold in on themselves. So upon losing, and unfortunately she lost her large intestine, which does a lot of her health and nutrient absorption, where she gets so much of her health from. So as soon as that happened, I had to change the way we eat. And upon learning to change the way we eat, I started doing things myself. My daughter started getting healthier. Our son came along. Other than the quarters thing and the 1 ear infection, my son has only ever been to the doctors for health checkups. That is it. My daughter hasn't been to the doctors for anything serious in 6 years. And 6 years ago, she fell off the steps and, bruised her knee and went and got it checked. And, everything was fine. But my kids don't go to the doctors constantly. My kids are not on medications. My son is a high-functioning autistic child, and he had not lots, but he had certain types of issues when he was really young. I was trying to do the health food thing. I thought I was doing right things. I was buying store-bought health food things. It still didn't help. and I started making and doing my own stuff, and that's when I noticed a change in my son. I also incorporated hemp seed oil into our diet. It's got high content of omega-3. It is a very important fat for your body. It helps your brain cells and the firing of synapses to work together properly somehow. I'm not a neurobiologist, but I have noticed a huge difference in my son with the hemp seed oil in his diet, and it's easy. I just add it to my breads if I'm baking a bread, or if I'm making stir fry, or if I make tacos, I just add a little hemp seed oil. And then taking the preservatives and doing things myself has really made a huge difference. Alright, I thank you for coming along on this video and listening to me rant about 5 random things and continuing to rant about subjects off of those 5 random things. If you like this video, leave me a thumbs up down below and subscribe and hit that bell notification if you want to see new videos every time I upload. Thank you for coming along, and remember everyone, stay positive. Bye.